Hello, party people. What is up? Welcome. It's Press Play again.
We're
I'm your
here.
host, Bailey, and I'm here to partay on Wanda Fridays. I can't remember what we said we were going to call these.
I believe. I think the
what did I
last
say?
episode we put up was called Fridays with Wanda and Vision. I don't know if
Fridays
that's.
with Wanda and Vision. No, that was what it was. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember exactly what I wanted to do with this, but no.
Wanda Fridays
Fridays-
ain't bad though. Those
No,
ain't
but
bad.
remember my whole idea? I was like, we can do Fridays with Wanda and Vision, and then when we get the next show, it's going to be Fridays with Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of thing. It's like a talk show almost.
Except when
it's a whole
people.
theme.
So people think it's that, and then they click on it expecting us to be interviewing like Bucky, and it's just us.
Isn't that the point? Because we just want the clicks.
It is. That's right. We fooled you.
Click
Gotcha.
But hey, what's up? It's Bailey. I'm also joined with Omar Zaki and Matthew Austin.
Hello.
Happy to be here.
Per usual, you know. But yeah, we're here to talk about the newest Wanda episode, WandaVision. And
Wow.
I'm excited.
Vision.
I know. I know.
I like that.
I'm French, guys.
Vision.
Cajun French. No.
Some kind of way we got there.
But yeah, so what's up? As always, you can follow us on any socials that aren't Facebook, which is Twitter @AgainPress and Instagram @PressPlayAgain. And if you want to listen to us instead of watching our beautiful faces on YouTube, you can at Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and most importantly, Apple Podcasts. And
Go
on
review
Apple
us.
Podcasts, you can give us 5 stars and nothing other than that. Always 5 stars. And then leave us comments, questions, concerns on both YouTube and this. You know, subscribe, do it all.
But
anything you can do for us, do it, please.
That's the key,
We
though.
beg.
Even if you've got concerns, don't you dare fucking knock us a star. It's still got to be 5 stars. We'll address it. We'll
Yeah,
fix
you
it. But
motherfuckers out there.
come on.
I'm kidding. This is PG because this is Marvel.
We have never abided to that yet.
I know. But yeah, so you can do all that jazz. We always like all that jazz, you know? I feel like I say all that jazz every time. And people are going to be like, is this woman 50? And I'll be like,
Have you?
"Yes."
I feel like this is the first time you've said all that jazz.
No,
I've
I've
never
done
caught
it a couple times. I like to sneak it in there.
You say
'cause
other
I'm
things a
like,
lot. Like
I do.
Halloween-y.
Well, that's just because it was in the episode, you silly.
Silly?
But yeah, so before we dive into this episode, which was WandaVision called Breaking the Fourth Wall, which I enjoyed. I thought that was clever.
Keeping up
especially
with the
theme
A-plus
they were
names, I
going.
tell you what.
I know, I
Yeah.
love it. But before we dive into that, I think we should discuss how we felt about this episode.
Let's do it.
Our ranking of it, kind of, because I feel like it was pretty different from what we'd been seeing.
It was. I agree.
So, okay, Omar fully agrees, so we'll go with you first.
Latch on to that.
Okay. I thought it was a super fun and enjoyable episode to watch.
Mhm.
But the pacing was a bit off because the last like 2 or 3 episodes were just fucking grand MCU, like right in your face. And then we get this and it threw me a bit off. And nothing really that exciting or nothing crazy happened up until like the last minute or so. And then the after credit scene, which that confused me. I actually want to talk to you guys about that.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, I super enjoyed the episode. I love the themes that they're going with, and I love like how every episode kind of has its own style. Like this reminded me a lot of, I'm sure it was like other shows mixed in there, but also like a lot of The Office,
Yeah.
you know, where they're talking to the camera. And I love Vision's moments in this episode, man. He's just so
Dude,
fucking.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Dude,
Love
when he's
that.
sitting in the chair outside the
chair.
bus.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
that's-
why am I doing this? And he just gets up and he just
And he
flies
hits
through the roof.
He hits
Yeah, and he hits
the
everything on
boom
his way, yeah.
mic thing.
I
I
love
thought
that.
that.
Great.
I don't. Vision, I was gonna say, I agree with you. This was like his funniest episode for me. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Somehow.
no, he's.
Somehow Paul Bettany
Yeah.
just keeps getting better. Who would have
I
thought?
know.
I mean,
So
dude,
sick.
honestly,
Go
I
listen
think
to our
every
first
fucking
episode
actor-
when Bailey shit on him for like
Oh,
30
God.
minutes. It's like, fuck
She
Paul
sure
Bettany,
did.
fuck his wife, fuck his kids, everything he's been in.
No, I think the entire cast is fucking great, man. Like Elizabeth Olsen, dude, she like the way she's been able to carry herself just across like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Incredible. So yeah, that's my take.
Nice. Matt?
Yeah, I thought it was more of the same, more good stuff. I don't know. I guess Omar saying that it had pacing problems, I guess I did kind of notice that I kind of got overhyped because there was all these rumors going around that the last 3 episodes were going to be an hour. So I thought like, oh,
Mm.
we're getting into like the fucking final, like crazy shit's about to start happening. And the end of this episode was crazy, but I do agree with what Omar said that it kind of was another just regular episode for most of it. But I don't know, it didn't really bother me that much. I didn't really notice that. And I like the whole that they're in the 2000s now, and I think it mostly was modeled after like Modern Family, which I think all
Yes,
three of us
it
have less of a
a
tie
hun
to.
No,
Maybe
I
did
loved Modern
Oh,
Family.
I didn't even know you watched Modern
That's
Family.
why yeah, I used to love Modern Family, and it was definitely pulling from The Office with, like
The theme
actually, Modern
song.
Family does it too,
It's
but
100% Modern Family. I completely forgot about Modern Family.
well, no,
That's
Omar's
it
like,
was
that's
what I
what it
kept
was.
connecting
no,
back
I
to.
looked it up,
Yeah.
and people were comparing it to The Office as well.
Well, there's
But,
Really?
like so the things they did that were so Modern Family in it, which I loved, is, like, all the zoom-in shots on everything. They
Mhm.
do that so much in Modern Family, and then, like, also when Elizabeth Olsen was sitting on the couch talking, like, to the camera, and, like, Paul Bettany's felt a little bit more of The Office, but when she was doing it, that was, like they always sit on the couch when they talk in Modern Family to the camera. So,
Yeah.
like, that was very much Modern Family. Also slightly got Even Stevens vibes from this, and I might be the only person, but, like,
I
when
Wouldn't
don't
that be
remember
more
Even
90s though?
Stevens.
Wouldn't that have been last week?
I thought this was the 90s.
I don't think so. I think this is like the 2000s.
Oh, no, you're right,
Oh, I
you're
thought
right. This
yeah.
is 2000s, my bad.
This
But,
is the
like,
double O's.
it might have been. I could be literally the only person who thinks that. I just, for some reason, was getting, like, the way she was talking to the kids and stuff, I loved Even Stevens, so, like, I watched it all the time, but I got that from it. So I'm just in my head telling myself
You're
that this was Even Stevens.
yeah. But no, obviously for me, I would have loved it to have had even more Office stuff in it because I feel like there wasn't a ton. It was definitely more Modern Family.
Yeah,
But
definitely
the theme song was definitely like a weird variation of the Office theme song. Loved that, and I feel like a lot of the stares at the camera had to be Office inspired. Like Vision did it a lot. I was like, he was nailing that Jim Halpert look. Loved it. So yeah, I really like the vibe of this one. I'm curious, and we'll get
Oh.
this sounds like the end of the episode now, but
What?
I'm really curious next
Is
week
this-
what they do when they like do. Is there a noticeable difference in like the 2000s and 2010s, or are the last 2 episodes just going to be wild
I
shit?
think it depends
We'll
on the
see.
shows they pick
Yeah.
to play off of. But what were you freaking out about, Omar?
No, this is just a dumbass theory. Y'all know how like everyone keeps fan casting Mr. Fantastic as John Krasinski?
No, yes.
Oh,
Dude,
and that's
no.
why they did The Office.
Oh yeah. People
I mean,
want well,
dude.
people wanted it to happen this week, and obviously how
I
fucking
saw
crazy
that.
would
I
that
don't.
be?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think
it's
that
just
would have been wild because I mean we haven't heard anything about like even anyone being cast for the Fantastic Four or just anything about that for them to fucking just throw John
dude,
down
and
on
trust
the
me,
screen.
I want it just as bad as anybody, but the internet does the thing the internet does where if
Yeah.
you hype something up for years and then you hear nothing about it, sometimes you just assure yourself that that's what's going to happen, and people are just like, yeah, we're going to see John Krasinski at the end of this. It's going to be an Office style cut, and he's going to turn and wink at the camera or smirk at the camera, and I
Yeah.
want it just as bad, but I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get it.
Right. I agree with both of y'all, surprisingly, because I feel like I'm so high on this show. I never want to say anything bad about it, but I will admit I feel like this episode was slower, which is fine. It doesn't bother me at all. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think most shows always kind of need something like that anyway, as like a transition episode, but it's also bad
Mhm.
if you consider something a transition episode. I feel like if anything, it's maybe because it was playing off of like 2000 sitcoms. It's like because that was probably a different type of sense of humor and maybe more dry and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's like they were just trying to go for that theme, which is fine. And I also still found it funny. I think the circus stuff was a little
That's
overplayed.
okay. To be
I was like,
honest,
that's not as funny.
that's what I thought it was because I feel like they've been so creative with every
Yeah,
decade
the
so
circus
far.
wasn't that creative.
I feel like having a whole thing committed to just a circus was just a little bit of like I would have hoped they found something cooler. I mean, honestly, find a way to get Vision back in his office so that you can do like a more
Yeah.
mockumentary office style,
God, that
even if
would've
you're
been
just
so
5 minutes of
funny.
it. So that's what
I
I,
didn't even
wanted, and
think of that.
yeah, I think that's what my biggest like just bum was for this episode. But I really am not complaining that
Bum.
much because I think I know my biggest bum, is that a new word or a new
No.
phrasing?
Yes.
I think so. Never heard it.
Yeah, I'm weird. But
All
no,
for
I
it.
really do like. That's the only kind of like problem I had with it. I think enough gets revealed in this episode that's like pretty
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
crazy that I'm not
I do
trying to
too.
throw shade at all.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. I agree with y'all. I like this episode still, and I found again like Vision being funny in this episode made it better for me because like the couple times I chuckled were both with him, and I like the second time I laughed, I was like, what the fuck is happening to me? Because I just feel like a different person all of a sudden. But whatever.
I like it.
So
I
yeah,
like
but
it.
I'm glad we kind of all had the same view on this. It's gonna be nice when we don't have to fight over discussions, you know.
I know.
But anyway, we should dive in. I'm sure y'all are gonna whatever theory I have, y'all are all gonna be like, that doesn't make sense. So we might as well get to
We're
those
gonna shoot
parts.
it down real quick. But yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
We got to talk about like the thing that gets revealed in this because it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which so going into showing like Elizabeth Olsen, I should be saying Wanda. Showing Wanda just depressed.
Olsen.
I like that. And I thought it
Mhm.
was cool how they did that. Like she's just like the mom that's like, I need a break. And that is also playing off of Modern Family because the mom is
Mhm.
always kind
Yeah,
of like that or
figured.
in situations where she's like, I need a fucking break. So I don't know. I found that part interesting. I also wanted to point out, and I'm just going to get it out the way now, the commercials. You know how we are like, okay, the same people are in the commercials that are always in the commercials. It's always the same two people. Why? When are we going to find out the reason for that? Because
Is
now it's
it?
bugging me. It is. I've
I
been
didn't
paying.
realize.
I
I
have
didn't
been
realize.
paying
Shit.
attention ever since y'all pointed it out. No, y'all are the ones that pointed it out to me.
We did?
Yeah, and like one of the
We
very
did like 2 or 3 episodes ago, but I didn't think they were still doing that. I didn't
Well, they
realize.
were. So y'all pointed it out, and so after that, I've been paying attention because I'm like,
Uh,
I need to see. I never noticed that, so I've been looking at it. I'm like, oh no, it is, and like,
Really?
why? I
Okay,
want to know
that's weird.
why.
that's
It's
very
like
interesting.
driving me
Yeah.
nuts.
Because so what was this one called? This was like a
Nexus?
antidepressant pill called the
Yeah.
Nexus or the
Called
Nexium
it's
or
just
some
called
shit.
Nexus.
Nexus.
Mhm.
I know Nexus is something from the Marvel comics. I don't know what because I don't.
I was gonna
fucking
say, yeah, it sounds very
I
read
familiar.
can't
comics like
remember.
a dork.
I'll look it up.
I
Just
honestly
kidding.
think it
I
has something to
do.
do
I
with the
love-
Fantastic Four or Silver Surfer, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's look at. I'm looking it up real quick because I want to know if it has to do with Fantastic Four.
It's
Okay,
some.
okay.
It
Oh,
is
it's a cross-dimensional gateway, which
Yeah.
provides a path
Demon Souls.
in
Come on.
a pathway to any and all possible realities. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because now it's talking about different realities, which will bring in.
multiverse. Hello.
Yeah.
And we already know that
Yeah.
that's
Cool. Crazy
shit.
essentially kind of what's going on. So I think that's got to be more of a hint at this. That's weird.
Cool.
What if this like version of Westview thing that's going on, this simulation weirdness is that though? Like this is the nexus for all intensive purposes, and it's like the splitting point between the
Well, I would say maybe, but at the same time, like y'all were talking about with Quicksilver, like maybe it's not.
which
Well, yeah, I'm super confused with that now after that fucking scene at the end. Like,
Why are you confused? Spill your guts to us.
so like, is that actually Quicksilver, or is he still like a fucking? I mean, is it Quicksilver, but the witch is like controlling him?
No clue. I couldn't tell you. I thought the
Yeah, because
same
he
thing.
comes out at the end. He's like,
Yeah.
I forgot what he
well,
said. But...
I don't know if she's controlling
she is
him, but
controlling him.
she definitely orchestrated him showing up there because they show that.
I
Which
think she is controlling
we
him.
need to talk about who we're even talking about because we didn't even say how Agnes actually gets revealed in this episode to be what's her face.
Right.
Wait,
that-
Agnes is the witch?
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Oh my god, I believed you for
You
a
held
second.
that pretty long.
Oh my
Lord.
god. I was like, how?
How'd you
But
miss
yeah.
it?
In my mind, I'm like,
So-
Omar, all he's got to do look down at his bowl of fucking soggy ass cereal for too long and he could miss it.
So yeah, we get the big
So,
reveal,
that
which
Agnes is
fucking
Agatha
love.
Harkness. Harkness?
Right.
Harkness?
Harkness,
Mhm.
Harkness. That's a fucking
Who-
cool ass name.
who is essentially like WandaVision, Wanda's teacher in the comics.
So she's not a
Oh.
villain in the comics, right?
I
Not
think
really.
it's like she's one of those like in betweens, especially I think because I feel like witch characters can always just be not evil and not nice. Like
Yeah,
they're
like
just
always have their own
witches.
agenda kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
It's the
So
curse of being a witch.
I feel like that's what's gonna be her thing. I will tell y'all now. I am saying this on air for the world to hear.
Give it.
She is going to be my favorite character.
She is
Like-
you.
100%.
She-
I loved it so much. I loved her theme song when it came on.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The Agatha, wait, what was it? Agatha all along. I was
Yeah,
like,
that was good.
this is just.
But she killed the
I was
dog. She killed
pristine.
Sparky. Fuck
Yeah, what the
off.
fuck was
no,
that?
like,
That's a
okay,
bridge too far. Remember we
No,
were talking on
just,
Man of
like,
Steel
overlook
yesterday.
it.
You don't fuck with dogs.
just like overlook it. You know, it's okay. We can
Oh my
just
god,
forget that.
who is this
Just-
person?
I'm just
You
saying,
really have
just
changed.
just forget about
Enjoying
that. Let's
Vision and everything. What
pretend
the fuck?
we
I
just
know, right?
pretend we don't hear about it.
So much character growth.
We move on.
Yeah, it's
Um,
Either
incredible,
way,
man.
I loved the reveal. I will say it was anticlimactic.
Well, here's what
But
I
I
think,
think
guys.
it's just because everybody guessed it was going to be her anyway.
That's what right. So yeah, we knew she was somebody. It was too obvious that she wouldn't be, or it was too obvious that she was somebody. But I don't know. I don't think she's the villain. Like, but the episode's making you think that she is. Like that's
Definitely is.
Agatha all along. Like, come on. But give me a break. I don't think that she actually is though. Like, it just if in the comics she's never actually a villain, why would she like truly be like a villain here? That doesn't
I
make
mean,
sense.
Marvel could turn it into what it wants to turn it
They
into.
could, but with all the talk about like Mephisto, like I feel like that's just more. That just feels more like what this is leading towards. Like,
Well, I guess we don't know enough about her character in Marvel to know. Like, she could be like an
Absolutely.
anti-hero and like do some bad things, but do some good things. Like, we have no
I mean,
clue.
that's the thing, and she could also be doing this with Wanda's interest, like in heart.
Yeah.
Like she probably thinks this is what Wanda wants, so she kind
Mhm.
of like is helping her orchestrate this without Wanda really being fully aware. Because I mean, up until now, Wanda didn't really know what the fuck was going on. Like she
That is
Right.
knows
true.
she's here and that she's doing like everything, but she doesn't know how she got here. And I'm guessing now we kind of figure that Agatha has a lot to do with that.
I love it when they're showing her like being the puppet and everyone
Yeah,
else being the
yeah,
puppet strings throughout the whole thing, and then like
yeah.
going through all of like the past episodes and
Hmm.
stuff happening. Oh god, I
That was
love
that
it.
dope.
to me, for something that so many people already assumed was going to happen, it was still a solid reveal. Like her going down
Oh,
into
I
the
think so
basement
too.
and so many symbols and books and shit that the three of
Hmm.
us don't understand because we don't read the comics. But like all that
Looks
shit was
hella
cool.
demonic. I'll say.
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
it
I saw
definitely
these
was.
like these ram skulls, and I was like, oh, this is like Satanist stuff.
and dude, the fact that she turned the fucking twins into a fish and a rabbit, or what, a rabbit and a
A locust. Is that what
whatever.
we?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what we
Is
think
that
it
what the
really
kids grow up
happened?
to be? Is that
No, I mean that has to be what happened, right? She turned them into. I mean, I just assume so.
I
I
assume
don't know.
too, but I guess we don't. I guess we won't know till the next
I mean,
episode
yeah,
if
it's not
she just like
confirmed or anything, but yeah.
stored them somewhere. But yeah, it was
Mm.
weird that it showed. I guess the bunny was already alive, so that's why I'm like, did she put him inside the bunny?
Oh, I
I
see what
don't
you're saying. Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. I don't
but
know.
it was weird that you
interesting?
saw
Witches, man.
two different animal type things.
Yeah, and
So
like
because of
Wanda's
that,
looking
you
at them. She's like,
assume.
"Wait, where's the twins?"
Right.
Uh,
So I
I don't
wouldn't be
know.
surprised if they were. But I did find it interesting how she was like, nice to meet you, Wanda. And I'm like, so did they not know each other before this? Or does she? Like, I guess in this timeline, like, we don't actually know if, like, she might be about to become Wanda's teacher. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
what are you
Right.
talking about? You're
Because
Like,
talking
I
they
about
don't
when
might
think
they
they.
be.
first meet in the show?
Yeah, like, I guess in my mind, I was assuming that Wanda would already know her.
Oh, I see what you're
And
saying.
so
Yeah.
when she introduced herself, I'm like, oh, so I guess this is going to be her meeting Wanda and eventually becoming her like mentor kind of thing,
Mhm.
which I find interesting. Also, that would be a fun show in itself. And I really like
I
that.
know,
So
and that's the
I would
thing.
love
Okay,
that.
so here's my like mini theory. I still think Agatha is Wanda's teacher from like maybe let's say the X-Men universe or whatever, and that's why she grabbed that Quicksilver from that universe is because that's who she
Oh,
knows.
Interesting.
Um, yeah,
that
because I think Wanda in the MCU, her and her brother had their own upbringing, and at this point, dude, Wanda is like the strongest Avenger. I don't think she needs a fucking teacher, you know. So
Yeah.
I think
What
I
are you
think
gonna
she
teach
probably
me, Agatha?
right, right. I mean, she fucking almost, kicked Thanos' ass. So I think Agatha is coming from like another universe, and that's why, like I said, when she brought Quicksilver, she brought that one, probably thinking,
Wow,
"Hey, this is
that makes a
That
I
lot
don't
of
know."
definitely
sense,
makes
actually.
sense. I still am skeptical about all this
Mhm.
Quicksilver business. It's weird, and
It's very weird.
I need them
It's
to just
iffy.
lay it out for me.
Yeah.
Also, what I wanted to point out, I find it strange that so I found this strange more in the beginning of the episode. Later, as we discover Agnes is Agatha, it's less strange, but she always references a husband named Ralph. and we never see him. We've never seen him in any episodes. So I'm like,
Oh
is
God.
Ralph real? And is it someone, or was she just like, because now that we know, oh God, I'm dropping my
Jesus.
mic. Now that we
I
know wait. Now that we know she has like this husband she's saying she has, but she was really a witch, was she just using it as a front and like doesn't actually have someone? Or is there actually a husband or someone posing as a husband that we just haven't seen yet, and it's someone involved in this as well?
I read something
That's what
about
I'm
this in the
wondering.
first episode. I just can't
Let us
Really?
remember
know.
Oh
Oh,
God.
what's going
what?
on.
What's wrong?
My computer just like, I don't know what just happened to my computer. Can y'all still see me?
Oh yeah, you're
We can
good.
see you. We
Ignore
can
it
hear
all.
you.
I don't know what just happened. It was really weird. Like my whole screen just shut off. Like the screensaver popped up, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, you probably hadn't moved your mouse in like a year.
That was so weird, though. I just
Well, no,
had.
because we just recorded yesterday too, so she definitely has moved it within the past.
Good point. It hasn't been a year,
I'm
but
just-
maybe 10 minutes.
Never mind. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine, guys. But what were you saying about the?
I can't remember what I read about Ralph, so he's probably just a fucking, I don't know.
But that's
He's
what I'm saying.
probably
I'm just
Mephisto,
curious.
and I
I'm
forgot.
curious to see if Ralph is just gonna
Oh.
not be anybody, and like she just made it up to act like she was a normal person, or if like he's waiting in the wings. He's coming out.
It's got to be
It's gonna
something,
be a
right?
big reveal.
These shows don't do.
I
They don't
almost
drop things for no reason.
I was gonna say I like as glad as I am that we don't really have any connection or any ties with the comics because it's like we're just approaching this as like brand new like viewers or whatever, and we're like on on the edge of our seat. I almost wish we kind of did because like I feel like maybe Agatha has like this other partner in the comics or like a husband who's Ralph or something. So I feel like maybe if we knew more about the comics, be like, oh, you know what, Ralph is probably this character, and maybe they're
Mhm.
gonna introduce him like in the last episode, he's just gonna fuck shit up or something. I don't know.
See, I'm glad I don't know though,
Right.
because
At the same
I'm
time, I'm
picturing
glad. Yeah.
Ralph as
Like this
I'm
nice
like, is
guy.
Quicksilver Ralph?
Oh
Do
my
we know?
goodness.
I just don't
Yeah.
know. We don't
You just don't
know.
like Quicksilver. You just don't fucking like
No,
Any
him.
I
chance
do.
she fucking gets.
Yeah,
I
dude.
do. I don't trust him. He's untrustable
Guys,
right now.
we need to
okay?
talk about the other big thing in this episode too.
Monica.
Like she's
Mhm.
getting her powers way sooner than I thought they were gonna do that, and I'm
Same.
all for it because it's cool as shit.
I thought it was gonna legit be like one of the last things we saw on this show.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
shocked we're getting it now.
I honestly didn't even
also-
know if it'd be this show. Like I was like, they're definitely creating her character now, but like, holy
Mhm.
shit! But I'm all for it. Like,
I do personally think the way they started it was kind of cool, but at the same time, I wanted it to be more of a big deal, if that makes sense.
what do you mean?
Like the way we see her powers.
Like a bit
It's
more
like-
epic, you mean?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
cool
It's
because
just
she
a
was
little
going through the
taste
wall
though.
and
She doesn't
stuff.
have
I
them yet. It's like a
know.
little.
I know, I
Yeah.
know. But I guess I was just like wanting it to be this big boom. But I guess if she's developing it, it's like if you're working out and you're building muscle, you're not gonna get it right away.
Well, and
so-
think about it. Okay, so like we're researching or looking at stuff every week and talking about it with each other and all this stuff. But say the average viewer, like, have they caught on to that yet until this week? Like when her eyes turn blue, probably not. So I feel like to just
Oh,
have her
yeah,
get
no.
thrust in there with powers would
yeah,
have been a bit
that's
weird.
very true. So I'm just being selfish, but
You are.
either way, I want to see something cool as hell with her, right? Because I like her.
Okay.
So
Okay. So wait, so we have 2 episodes after this?
Yep.
Yeah,
2
we have
more.
That's it?
two.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna go back to what our first impressions were. I do like the episode. I thought it was fun, but I feel like it's a bit late in the show to have this kind of episode. To where it's not that it slowed things down, but I mean, like I'm thinking, especially after all the fucking rumors that were like, on Twitter and stuff. Last 3 episodes are gonna be like an hour each. The
Right.
last 3
Yeah.
episodes are gonna be like super fucking sad. This that. So yeah, I just kind of find it weird. Like I wonder if the last few episodes are gonna be like super long, maybe
Probably.
Yeah,
My guess is
yeah.
the next 2 episodes will be close to an hour.
to an hour
I
each.
feel
yeah.
like I get what you're saying because, like, I think what their issue was in this episode was they started to answer questions but didn't give full answers.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
we got this a reveal, but no answers behind it. And so we're still just
Right.
getting pieces of puzzles answered, but not full questions. And
Right.
now that there's only 2 episodes left, you're just wondering, do they save literally all the questions being answered until the last 2 episodes? That's kind of crazy. But at the same time, I've been enjoying it, so I'm
Right.
not like super
No,
mad
for
at it
sure.
or anything. And because it's like a 1 season show, I know I'm gonna get questions answered at least, hopefully.
That's
God
the thing,
forbid they
though.
leave us hanging.
I
That would suck,
they
I
have
but
think they will, and I almost want them to if it's going to lead into the
That's what I
MCU
mean.
and the movies, right?
I
I
don't
think
want to be left completely hanging. I don't want to be like on a cliff, you know. I want like a nice little
Hanging with
hill or
like one
something.
finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige. No, I don't think that I think they're gonna answer like the stuff they need to, but I do agree that I don't think it's gonna get wrapped up like super neatly here.
Nice
Because
little
if
bow.
Right.
it's leading into Doctor Strange, and then weirdly enough now with Spider-Man coming out before Doctor Strange and that having ties to the multiverse, like stuff like that's we're gonna see that before we even see Doctor Strange. I don't know. I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised if there's a lot of
Wait,
stuff
it's
that
coming out before Doctor Strange?
isn't it? Isn't Multiverse of Madness not coming out until like next February?
You're asking
Uh,
the wrong person? I do not know. I'm
y'all,
not
y'all
good with
keep talking. I'm gonna
dates.
check real quick.
Yeah, you check it. I feel like there was somebody. Oh,
I
Kat Dennings
don't.
is still like fucking awesome. She gets funnier every
Oh,
episode. Like
she does
she's been
too.
great.
I liked her and Vision
I was
together
gonna
a
say
lot.
having Darcy and Vision together, I feel like everybody the team ups, even though they only last like an episode or two, they're always just great.
Mhm.
The pairing's great. Everyone's chemistry's off the walls. God, I wish I could act.
I just I will say I agree. I don't think they're gonna answer everything, but I will be like a little upset if we don't get at least some fully answered.
We're gonna find
questions.
out why, like, what is going on, who's creating this, how it's being done. I think we're gonna find all
I
that stuff
hope
out.
so,
I just
because y'all
think
could be right. They could just leave it all as open questions for Multiverse of Madness or something like
I don't
that.
think that. I'm not expecting that, and I think we're gonna
Well,
find
good,
out
because I
that.
don't
But
want that. But
yeah, I think I just mean more in terms of like I think it's gonna have a cliffhanger ending. So I think we're gonna
yeah,
get answers to the weird
well,
stuff
that's
that's going
fine.
on. But I just think I don't think there's gonna be a bow on Wanda's story yet. Even obviously not totally because she's gonna keep being in the MCU anyway. But
Mhm.
I think it's gonna end in like a really big cliffhanger. That's where I think, because I think there's too much riding on it.
Right, which I get that. Did you
Did you
find
figure it
it?
out?
Yeah, you were right. Doctor Strange comes out after. It comes out in
Question me.
2022.
Just kidding.
I'm so sorry, dude. Never
Yeah,
again.
never again. Just
I
kidding.
will
I
always
could have been
question
wrong.
you.
I was I was sweating.
I'm still questioning you, honestly.
Mm.
I don't believe what the internet says. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I agree. And I feel like although this lacked a lot of energy, if that makes sense, in an episode, like I feel like each episode has so much going on magic wise, and we didn't really see, like, we saw things kind of glitching, but other than that,
The
we weren't
GameCube
seeing
controller, that
anything.
was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
We weren't seeing anything super crazy until the end, which again is super cool because we got a big reveal and finally we
Right.
know who Agnes is, because all this whole time we've all been knowing that Agnes is someone. We just need the full on answer. And now we have
Right.
it. And she's super dope. And I can't wait to see more of her. But I need to know what Quicksilver is. And is he Ralph? Is he
Oh
Ralph?
God.
Is he
We
Ralph? Is he
need to wait and see.
Mephisto? Is he
If
just
I'm
Fuck
fucking Quicksilver?
Ralph.
What's
if
gonna
I'm guessing that he is Ralph right now and he ends up being Ralph, I get something out of this. I
What are
get like a dinner or something.
what do y'all
I'll
put
subscribe to your podcast.
Okay,
there
sweet.
you go. Can't get better than that. What do y'all put the odds at that the original MCU Quicksilver shows up now? Pietro from
No
Endgame.
way. No
You don't
way
think
in
so?
hell.
But
No
would
way
that
in
just
hell.
confuse us even further? At that point, would we
Yes.
just be like, I
I don't know if
know.
it confused us. I think it confused a lot of people though, because I mean, I
Yeah.
think we're up to date just with what's kind of happening, and we understand like, okay, the multiverse, the X-Men universe, whatever. But I think to the average viewer, they'd be really fucking
I
confused.
guess in my mind, I keep thinking like I'm not gonna believe this is the X-Men universe coming in until I see another X-Men, and that's just my stubbornness with not knowing what's going on with this Quicksilver. But like, I need more. I need more of an answer to full on believe that this is not them just like using something.
So, well, here's the thing. They still apparently the Luke Skywalker like character still hasn't made an appearance, and I think it's
Right.
going to be the last episode. And a lot of people are thinking it's not going to be someone from our MCU. They're thinking it's going to be what bridges that gap,
Hugh
and a lot of people
Jackman.
are
To
suspecting absolutely not. So Patrick Stewart came out and said him and Hugh Jackman actually had a conversation. They were both approached to come to the MCU to make that crossover, and Patrick Stewart really considered it, but because of how well Logan ended, like the note Logan ended on,
He
him and Hugh
can't.
Jackman. they agreed to never like do anything
You
Marvel
just
again.
can't.
So
It doesn't
that's
matter.
definitely not gonna happen. But what a lot of people are saying is might be Professor Xavier or Magneto.
That'd be wild.
So
Magneto
yeah,
would be wild. Professor X would be wild.
I agree. I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine so freaking much. I don't want to ever see a new Wolverine.
yeah.
That's just me being
Oh, a new
selfish,
Wolverine.
but
Yeah.
like
No, I
I
feel
We're
that.
don't
getting one
want it.
though.
I know.
I mean, yeah, we're definitely
I
getting
just
one.
don't
Yeah.
want it. I just would rather like keep it gone. That's just me.
Can't do that though.
Again, I say I know I'm selfish with this. I just love that. I love him. So
Hopefully, when
but
they do it,
whatever.
it's a different enough take.
I'm interested in all
Right.
of this shenanigans that's been happening, and now that we
Shenanies.
finally have gotten
For-
Agatha Christie, I just feel like we fully are getting
Fucking
some type
Agatha
of
Christie.
conclusion coming.
Okay, as for the closing arguments here, I want both of y'all to tell me, what do y'all put the % chance that at the very end of all this, we do in fact see John Krasinski show up, like as fucking what's the fantastic Mr. X,
Reed?
Mr. Yeah, Reed
Reef what? It's Reed Richards. Jesus.
Reed Richards. I'm not the Fantastic Four, man. I saw the one in theaters with
It's
you, and I was
Mr.
like, when is this shit gonna end?
Son of a bitch, dude. Son of a bitch. One of the best fucking experiences we've ever had.
Okay, so when do y'all think that there is a chance that John? Because here's the thing: if John Krasinski pops up on screen, everybody knows who it is. They like not everybody, but
Yeah.
the internet alone is going to take and carry that. Like they don't even need to say who he is. It's a big enough moment. That could be it.
I'd say I give it like a 70-30. Like 70% he doesn't, 30% he does.
30 is pretty high.
Oh.
30 is high.
Because I think Marvel likes to play into fans like wishes. I think they really do like keep the fans in mind. And if this has been something that people have been talking about for years,
the thing is, why would you
want
not
to recast it?
Why would you
I know,
not
that's what I'm
cast John
saying.
Krasinski as him? It
That's
doesn't
what
make
I'm
sense.
saying. So like,
Here's
I
the
think it would be
thing. Here's the
cool.
thing.
Is he too old?
I'm gonna say no, absolutely
He's not. Okay,
no.
well, then do it. Fucking do it.
No, okay. So here's the thing. The Fantastic Four me and you saw, I love the cast, but it was complete bullshit. Like the Fantastic Four never like they're not supposed to be that young.
Are you
Like
holding out
Mr.
hope
Fantastic.
that they would just take that cast and bring them into this and make a way better version with them, or do you think it's gonna be all new people?
I wouldn't mind that, but that's definitely not gonna happen. I mean, dude, the MCU, they're not. I'm not gonna say they're comic accurate, but for the most part, they try to stay true to it, to the source or whatever.
Right, for sure.
Mr. Fantastic and Mrs. Fantastic, they're supposed to like they kind of like they're like Mr. Incredible and Mrs. Incredible, right? They're not supposed to be like the same age as fucking Human Torch. They're not supposed to be like all kids or whatever.
Right.
Anyways, closing argument: 80% that he in some form at the end of the season pops up.
80?
And I don't think it's going to be. Yes, let me tell you why. I don't think he's going to pop on screen. I think maybe we're going to see like some sort of footage or a photo or something where it's like Mr. Fantastic and they're talking about him and it's fucking John. He's got connections to the MCU. He's got a lot of friends in the MCU and he's also auditioned for the MCU before. Right?
I still think there's a chance that it's not Reed Richards that we see. I know it's like
I
the
do too,
big
but
theory,
yeah,
so that's
yeah.
why I think I'm not focused on the fact that is it going to be John or not. I'm more of like, is it going to be Reed Richards or not?
Right,
Like,
or
we
not.
Well, it could
don't
be
know
more
that.
than him. Like he isn't even necessarily going to be what the big reveal is. You know what I mean?
I know that's
But-
what
Sure,
I'm
sure,
saying.
sure,
Like
sure. I think
that's
it could
my
be-
percent
I think it
because
could
that
be both of
answers
them.
that. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's an 80 or a 70% chance we don't even see Reed Richards in general. So like
I
whether
feel
it's
you, yeah.
John or not, I mean, we'll see. But I still think there's a huge chance it's Doctor Strange. I also think it's a huge chance that it's Manifesto.
I think
What's
it's gonna be one of the
Manifest.
Spider-Men. Honestly, I think it's Mr. Fantastic or Spider-Man.
You guys a lot in the
Hold me
last
to
10
that.
seconds. Everybody just went fucking insane on this podcast.
Nah, dude, Spider-Man or Mr. Fantastic. Watch, mark my fucking.
I'm putting
words.
it down right
Maguire?
now. I think we're seeing.
fucking Tobey Maguire's at the end of the show.
Like, dude, you showed up in the wrong
Watch.
thing.
He just comes through a portal. He's like, "Where am I?"
I really.
He's got like Spider-Man 3 hair.
Oh God, please do it. Give it to us. I really do think. I think we're gonna get Doctor Strange, and I also think we're gonna get Reed Richards, and John Krasinski.
Sick.
I'm putting my money on it right now. I think that both
Can't
are
fucking
happening.
wait.
Sick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Getting
I
my
agree.
hopes up to be crashed down. Let's go.
No,
All
never.
right, guys. Well, this was a blast. I still enjoy talking about all this stuff with y'all because clearly all this weird shit keeps happening, and it's a hoot for us to be able to discuss. But so we're gonna be back better than ever for next Friday discussing the penultimate episode, which I'm freaking excited for
Can't
because
wait.
I feel like we're going to get a lot of shit happening next week. So that episode's probably going to be long. I'm predicting it, you know? But don't forget to always subscribe and like and everything that you can do. Comment, talk about anything in this. If we don't know anything, if you know the actual name for the person I meant as Manifesto, tell me.
Mephisto.
Because Mephisto.
I'll put it in a comment though if you want me to.
Yeah, please
For the
do.
channel.
And if there's anything that y'all know more than us comic wise, because we're amateurs, please let us know because we love
Please,
that
we'll
too.
like literally read your comment because nobody's
And
doing
don't
anything.
forget to always listen to us on any podcast services, but especially Apple Podcasts, and give us the 5 stars, please. This is me just begging because I have nothing left but other than these 5 stars. I'm just kidding. And then also make sure to tune in because on Thursdays we're doing our movie discussions, which right now it's the countdown to the Snyder Cut. So guess what's coming next Thursday? BVS. Be there or be motherfucking square. That's
It's gonna
what
be the
I
most
say.
controversial episode this podcast has done yet.
Could
Yeah,
be.
exactly. But until then, have some good vision. I don't know. That was so awful.